The belief that solutions to Africa's challenges lies in the hands of its own people is evident in Boitumelo Nkatlu's work. I met the young inventor in Pretoria to take a closer look at the technology he's developed to purify polluted mine water for consumption.
I'm a founding director of a company called BN Aqua Solutions. We are at the CSIR today, where we have developed an affordable solution for acid mine drainage. Acid mine drainage is the contaminated mine water that is found underground in the mines. It's a scientific term where there is a reaction between the water that is found underground and the minerals, which are the pyrite or sulfide bearing minerals. So the reaction between the two forms the brownish water that you are able to see. It is very acidic and it has been contaminated by heavy metals, so it's not drinkable. So basically this is how it looks. We've taken this from one of the mines on the western basin of the Greater Johannesburg. This is a waste material that we use in order to remove the heavy metals from this, because it will also increase the pH of AMD. We normally have a truck that comes into the CSIR from any of the mines that we would have picked up, and then they discard the raw AMD into this tank. From this tank, then they use this pipe into the first clarifier. That's where we use the waste material, reacting it with the AMD in order to be able to remove the heavy metals. The second and your third step, that's our conditioning stage. We've seen that we do have a significant amount of your calcium, your magnesium, so we are trying to reduce that with neutralizing agents. And then the fourth stage is your reverse osmosis stage, where the product of the reverse osmosis is your drinking water. There are really, really large volumes of this water underground. If we do get to drinking stage, we will be able to give drinking water to about 1 million people per day. If we can get this working at one of the mines, we will be able to now replicate into other countries. Our communities are increasing at an exponential rate. So what we have left will be depleted sooner than we think. The intention is to penetrate Africa, even beyond African boundaries. So that's wherever we are needed, we are in a position to go and solve this acid mine drainage issue.
Water supply in South Africa is deteriorating because of aging infrastructure, intensifying climate change, and high levels of pollution. Investments in innovative solutions like these could stave off a possible water crisis.
So guys, in that video you see that's Montebello. He's an inventor that purifies contaminated water into drinking water. And I like what the beginning of the video when he said that Africans have to deal with African problems. We cannot depend on the outside world to come into Africa and help us, because most of these basic necessities that we need in Africa, like water, electricity and stuff, these are by design by the colonizers to make you dependent on them, because that's one of the way people use to control people, is by making you more dependent on basic necessities like water, electricity and food. So if I can make sure you always have to come to me and look to me for water, then I will have a hold on you for a lifetime, because water is 80% of the human body, and it's needed, because no human can live without water. So the fact that this African from South Africa, he's a director of this innovation, transforming water, contaminated water, to drinking water, especially mining water, because mining on the continent, we have a lot of mines in the continent, from diamond to gold to bauxite to aluminum to cobalt, just name it, and they all use water to dig and to cut. Guys, high pressure water is very powerful to cut in. It's like a laser, it can cut very good, and anyway, and that water get absorbed into the ground and then go into the underground stream and then get contaminated to the rest surrounding area, including the ground for planting vegetation. For farming is difficult. So with this, he said that over 1 million people will be affected, could be helped by this. And imagine if this is replicated in different areas on the continent that have this mines and polluted water. And if governments invest, and this is what I said, this is where we say, no, this is on us as Africans. Governments have to pour money into this, so we don't have to be worried about importing water and buying water from the outside world to come to Africa to get, especially with the UN, not the UN, the Red Cross people, because I believe they are agents of governments. They're not really there to help, they're just there to, under the disguise of aid, and then help to that's how the West get into the African countries, and then they get to manipulate and undercover, uncoverly doing things to the continent through the Red Cross. I honestly, and there's proof of this, but I'll do that in the next video. But for this video, this is very brilliant, and I hope, as I said, other continents, other countries in the continent replicate this process, pour money into it, so we can give water. Because we can give water to people in rural areas, because they're already saying this year, because of the dry weather, we're gonna have a lot of people might lose their life because of not having access to drinking water. So this right here can change that narrative altogether. So boom, shout out to Montebello, if I pronounce his name properly, but shout out to the South African inventor that actually purifying contaminated water. And then this, I hope this is not, and I honestly believe that this will be stolen and using it in the West or in Europe, and then they say, I hope he get this pattern, so that it cannot be stolen, and then he don't gain nothing from it financially. And even though he's doing it for human purposes, for a humanitarian issue, but you still need money and you still need to get paid. Because the more money you have, the more things you can do, and the more other directions you can go in to invent more stuff. So let's hope that's done and he get the help and the aid he needed. And as I said, Africans for Africa. We need to do more on the continent, and a lot of people are stepping up finally, innovatively inventing stuff that can help the continent on a whole. So shout out to the continent and to the South African inventors. So don't know. Thanks for watching. You know, WSXM. Peace, one love. Boom.